Hey folks, welcome to the Whisky Hunter. You know, like a lot of people, some of my earliest whiskey drinking experiences involved Jack Daniels, whether it was doing shots of Jack or drinking Jack and Coke or drinking Jack straight out of the bottle. So this week I'm really excited because for the first time ever, I get to nose and taste and really analyze some great Jack Daniels expressions. And I want to find out for you folks at home, is Jack any good? Is it any good? Let's find out. 'Cause I'm the whiskey, the Whisky Hunter. Okay, before we get started with the tasting, Jack Daniels is classified as a Tennessee whiskey. So some of you at home may be wondering what the hell Tennessee whiskey is. It's whiskey made in America. What's the difference between Tennessee whiskey and bourbon? To help answer that question, I thought it best to ask a whiskey pro. So I'd like to introduce you all to Taylor.
Hey Chris, great to see you, my friend. Thank you for having me. Let's talk the difference between bourbon and Tennessee whiskey real quick. Bourbon, most of it comes from the great state of Kentucky, although it can be made anywhere in the United States. Must be predominantly corn, so at least 51% corn grain in what we refer to as the mash bill, or sort of the recipe of dry ingredients. And then most importantly for our aroma, all of our color, and the majority of our flavor, we must age either bourbon or Tennessee whiskey in virgin charred oak barrels. We at Brown-Forman are thrilled that we're able to make all of our own barrels for all of our own whiskey. The only difference, and the major difference between Tennessee whiskey and bourbon, is that Tennessee whiskey goes one step further. We mellow all of our unaged whiskey through a hard sugar maple charcoal. This is referred to as the Lincoln County process. We're obviously also made in the state of Tennessee, but it's that Lincoln County process that separates Tennessee whiskey from bourbon. Cheers, my friend.
So what I have here is Jack Daniels before it goes through the mellowing process. This is Jack Daniels after it's gone through the mellowing process. Where did I get these bottles? I can't tell you. Top secret stuff. I sampled them, obviously. But I want to make sure everyone at home understands this Lincoln County process. I want to make sure I understand it also. So one more time, Taylor.
So that Lincoln County process is really that key additional step that any whiskey goes through to define itself as uniquely Tennessee whiskey and no longer a bourbon. Jack knew this to be true, and still to this day, over 150 years later, we do everything Jack's way. So we pass every single drop of Jack Daniels' new make through 10 feet of hard sugar maple charcoal that we produce on site. That gives a perceived softness and sweetness to the whiskey. We haven't actually added anything, but what we've done is taken away some of the more aggressive aromas, flavors, and even some of the oily character that you'll now see a softer product after mellowing. Cheers.
It's time to do some tasting. First up, Jack Daniels Old No. 7 Tennessee whiskey. What can I say about this whiskey other than it's pretty much rock and roll in a bottle. If you've ever played music, if you've ever played in a bar, in a club, on a stage, you've probably had at some point in your life a shot of Jack. That's a beautiful thing. This is going to be a little bit different. We're going to put it through a proper tasting. So we're going to go in on the nose. So right away you get that lightness that comes from the mellowing. You get your vanillas, your caramels. You get that very distinct banana note, a fruity note, overall a banana, fruity, and you get some nutty notes. It just honestly just smells fun to me. It's got that lightness to it that just makes you go, what's happening here? Let's go in for a taste. Cheers. Super smooth on the mouthfeel. You wouldn't know this if you were firing it back real quick. You gotta slow things down, folks. Super smooth. That banana is right there right away, and the banana that you get on the nose, on the palate, gets really creamy. Vanilla's still there. The nuttiness, a little bit of a, let's say a spicy nuttiness, but just like a, the nuttiness gives it that little bit of crack to it. The finish, get a bit of oak. The banana kind of changes, kind of morphs from the nose to the palate to the, it's lighter on the nose. On the palate, it becomes more creamy. And on the finish, a little bit more syrupy. Finish is quick and good, and what a great sipping whiskey, folks. And some of you may be thinking, I disagree, but I disagree with your disagreement. I've also had many shots of Jack over my lifetime, but I'm telling you, put this in a glass, sit with it for a minute, give it a chance, and this is a great, I mean, it's still a fun sipping whiskey. It still has that kind of rock and roll bottled energy to it. But if you slow it down, get it on the nose, get it on the palate, you're gonna be impressed. I'm gonna finish this off, just because. Oof, creamy, banana-y, smooth. A little bit of oak, a little bit of nut. Oof, lovely. Let's move on. Gentleman Jack, double mellowed. Still only 40% ABV, but the double mellowed, it should be a little bit more mellow than the first bottle of Jack. Let's find out. I'll tell you a story about this bottle a little bit later. Let's go right in on those, folks. We've got no time to waste. We've got lots to do here. So right away, you get a bit of a spicier note than I did on the first bottle of Jack. Still got the vanilla, still got the banana in there. There's also kind of spicy and sweet at the same time, like a honey note, like a honey sweetness to it. To be honest, it doesn't, on the nose with that spiciness, it doesn't seem like it's going to be more mellow on the nose. It's going on the palate. Cheers. Banana's still there. That spice is definitely there, but it's super mellow on the palate, on the mouthfeel. Super gentle. And that honey sweetness is coming through. The combination with the sweet and the spicy, I think that's the thing that makes you more gentlemanly. The spice and the sweet, that's what you need, folks, to be a true gentleman. One more time. Check out the palate one more time. The one thing I'm thinking, I could be wrong, the banana is still there. Excuse me. The banana is still there for sure on the nose, but the banana may be going away a bit on the palate. It may be kind of morphing. Maybe that honey sweetness is taking over. Last sip. Check out the finish. Super smooth. Sorry, that was a big sip. Super smooth, super gentle. That honey sweetness is kind of the new start for me. It's no longer the banana. Right from the nose, through the palate, through the finish. And the finish has like the spice is there too, on the palate, right through the finish, but it's like a spice, sweet, kind of citrusy combination. I'd say, like, I like the first bottle of Jack. I'd say this is a step up, a tier up. Just that it's just got a few more characteristics to it that make it a little bit more interesting. The spiciness, the honey sweetness. I had this whiskey, I cracked it open when I first got it. I was having a little barbecue outside. I had some lamb, little lamb skewers, spadooch, little lamb spaducci's. Chucked a bunch of lamb spaducci's out there and had some Gentleman Jack, and oh dear, let me tell you, that's a good combination. Gentleman Jack, I really dig it. I think it's a notch above the regular Jack, Old Number 7. But we gotta go. We gotta continue, folks. We got more to do. Next up, bottle number 3 coming at you. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. Now we're dealing with their all-star barrels now, folks. 47% ABV. Might be stronger. Let's find out. Pour myself up. Go right in on the nose, folks. So let's look at the banana, but it's almost like smells, it's like a dryness to it, like maybe it's the wood, maybe the woodiness or the oak. The oak's kind of coming through, overpowering the banana. Going in for a sip. Can't wait. So, do you feel the 47% ABV, the stronger proof? I mean, you definitely. Oh, excuse me. You definitely feel that wasn't because of the whiskey. That was just a little tickle. You definitely feel it feels more sophisticated than I feel like we're going in levels here, folks. I feel like I have the regular Jack, the Gentleman Jack is just a bit more here. Single Barrel Select, just climbing up here. A little bit more sophisticated. It doesn't. It's almost smoother on the palate, but at the same time, it's carrying a little bit more weight. It's got that oomph on the palate. Let's check out the finish. Compared to the Gentleman Jack, though, the spicy kick is like, hello. But there's a but. Okay, hold on a second here. Let me reassess. It's like a spicy kick, but again, some sweetness, like the Gentleman Jack, some sweetness is coming. There's an undertone of sweetness, like brown sugar almost. Oh, and there's almost like a subtle hint of smokiness coming up on the finish. Man, these single barrel selects, these single barrel expressions, definitely getting that smokiness now. Oh man, I'm really enjoying this one. But I do have a tickle. It's not the whiskey that's doing this to my throat. See? It's a tickle. Things just got hotter in here. Maybe it's the 47% ABV. I don't know. Let me try to sum it up here. It's very smooth, but it definitely has a spicy kick. The palate, it's still kind of nice and gentle on the palate, but it's got that kind of oomph to it. Nice medium long finish. Single Barrel Select is taking up another notch, folks. Moving on. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof. 64.95% ABV. So our first bottle of Jack was 40%. Gentleman Jack is also 40%. Our third bottle, the Single Barrel Select, was 47%. This is pretty much 65%. I don't mind high proof whiskeys. But let's check it out. Poured myself up. Last one of the night, folks. To be honest, I'm excited about this one. So, the great thing about all these expressions is that kind of the same core characteristics are there. The banana is still there, the vanilla, the caramel. Took a too big of a sniff there. But with the higher proof ones, whiskeys in general, I get that feeling sometimes. It just always has that. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a heaviness to the nose. Like it just smells heavy, smells powerful. But you get sometimes if you take a really good sniff, you hear that little voice that says, "Be careful." I'm going in. Last one of the night, folks. Charles. I don't know what to say. Honestly, it's powerful, but it's beautiful. I just went on a mini pilgrimage, folks. Oh my. I'm not gonna say anything yet. Give me a sec. What's a better word than smooth? Like it's taken smooth. Forget about it smooth. It's like velvety smooth. It's like a journey. The palate is like a journey. Velvety smooth. And then it hits like some spice. Oof. And then that spice heats up, and then you get like almost like smoke. Like it's almost like, I don't know if you have folks out there smoke cigars, take a inhale of a good cigar and then you blow it out. It just feels like all your problems kind of blowing away. That's what this barrel proof is doing for me right now. I mean, is it strong? It's strong. Is it for everybody? Probably not. I haven't, like I said, I like the stronger whiskeys, but this is quite magical. I'm going for one more sip. I'll try to check out the finish again. If that banana is still in there, those bananas have been in the fire and they are toasted to perfection. Like I said, oof, smooth, spicy, heat, smoke. It's just coats the inside of the soul, folks. Single barrel proof. You can probably tell by my reaction, is my fave of the four. Let me just finish this off. Oh my. Taylor told me this would put some hair on my chest. Sometimes you just gotta take a breath. Go for one last sip. Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers. There you have it, folks. Is Jack Daniel's any good? No, it's not good. It's great. And I'm a new, huge fan. I mean, I've been drinking it for years, but now I'm like a next level type fan. Blown away by these expressions, from the old number 7 to the Gentleman Jack, right up to the single barrel expressions. Each bottle has its own thing to offer, but at the same time, each kind of bottle kind of next levels the bottle before it. So you got to go out, grab them, try them on your own, taste them all, check it out for yourself. What's my fave? This is gonna be a weird one, but I think my fave is a tie between regular old number 7 and the single barrel proof. Two extremes. Just whatever tickles your fancy, folks. I do have to go. Special thanks, super duper special thanks going out to Taylor. Thank you, brother, for your efforts, meeting up with me, Zoom chatting with me, educating me. Thank you very much. Thanks to you folks at home for watching. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, share, do all that jazz. I gotta go. That's it, folks. Jack Daniels just kind of blew me away this week. I'm the whiskey hunter. We got a Patreon channel, so please check that out.